Now look around and just see how beautiful you are. Don't look at me, look at the we. Look at the people around you. And see the beings who have made it here this morning. Some people are still arriving. Some people are caught in the marathon aspect of life and went back home and live streamed. But you're here. Just look around and kind of give a magnificent blessing on all the people who are here today. Now look at the beings sitting right next to you. Any one of them, they're both beautiful. Look them up and down and say, my, my, my. There's such beauty in you. There's such power in you. There's such joy in you. The Spirit of God is in you. And you have come to set it free. To make a mighty difference on this planet. And to help change the world for the better. Let's be about this together in the here and now. And so it is. Amen. Touch and agree. That's a high five. That's a handshake. That's a hug. And feel the intensity of God's love moving all around us right now and through us, enveloping us. And we're keenly aware here at Agape that the presence of God is just that. It's a presence of love and beauty and intelligence. It's life itself. It's not a man in the sky that we're seeking to appease. It's a presence of God that we're seeking to commune with, moment by moment by moment. All this month, we've been dealing with the theme of gracious enough to receive. Just say that with me, if you will. I'm gracious enough to receive. That's been our theme of the month because we are aware that this presence that is everywhere in its fullness, its radiance, its brilliance, it's in a total giving mode. It doesn't go on and off, so you don't have to beg God to be God, just like you don't have to beg the sun to be hot. You don't have to beg the water to be wet. You immerse yourself in the water, you immerse yourself in the sun, and in that same way, we are seeking to be gracious enough to receive the multiple blessings that are being bestowed upon us moment by moment by moment, for God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. As we come into that kind of alignment, which that is, we seek to let go of all kinds of superstitious thoughts around the presence of God, thinking we have to please God or thinking we have to appease a God out there. We become aware that the innermost God, the uppermost God, is the same God. So through our prayer, through our meditation, through our sacred chanting, through all of our spiritual practices, we're moment by moment coming into a level of communion with the presence that, as Jesus the Christ reminded us, is closer than our breathing and nearer than our hands and feet. As the Quran would remind us that the presence of God is closer than our neck vein. So all of the machinations that we do with our mind to get God to be influenced by us, we let go of that because God cannot be influenced by us. But God is the same every day. Throughout eternity, we're seeking to be influenced by the presence of God, which is why we pray, which is why we meditate, so that we can come into harmony with that which is, so that our life begins to glow and shine and shimmer with the presence of God, which includes beauty, which includes abundance, which includes harmonizing prosperity, wellness, and well-being. It includes all of the sacred qualities of the presence that are never an absence except where it's being suppressed by limited perception. Not you, not here, right now. Say with me, if you will, I am gracious enough to receive. I'm willing to glow for God. I want you to do that with a level of enthusiasm. I'm gracious enough to receive. I'm willing to glow for God. Do a little high five with your neighbor. Come into a coherent agreement with each other. As we move into our topic of the day, which is to increase our capacity. We want to expand our capacity, not try to shrink life. Increase our capacity or expand our capacity, but not try to shrink life. That's kind of the theme we're working here today, because in the world of phenomena, life is intense. Life is intense. There's all kinds of stuff going on in life all of the time. So our particular role is to increase our capacity to elegantly deal with life rather than to try to shrink life or to stop life or to get the intensity to stop. We instead expand our capacity to embrace life on its own terms and to allow the immensity of life to reveal itself in ways that are beyond our wildest imagination. Now, all of us are seeking to have a lawful relationship with the presence of God. We know that God is love and that God is law. God is the same yesterday, today, and forever, a total love presence, always giving of itself, yet it does not act capriciously, it acts lawfully. So we are here to establish a lawful relationship with the presence of God. So out of our mouth comes our blessings or our curse. And so we never want to say what we don't want to experience. We don't want to say what we don't want to experience. That means demeaning other people. That means judging. That means gossiping. Whatever it is that you don't want to experience, don't say it. You see? Don't allow it to come out of your mouth. Because whatever it is that you're saying out of your mouth, you're lawfully telling the universe, I want to experience that. I want to see what that feels like. Bring it on, you see? And so all you have to do to have a lawful relationship with the presence of God is to watch what comes out of your mouth. Remember what Jesus the Christ said when he said it's not just what goes in your mouth that defiles, but what comes out of your mouth. And so right when you're about to say something, notice, do I want to experience this? Do I want to have a direct experience of this? Then let me shut up. Let me not say it, you see? So that ultimately what I am saying is uplifting, it's encouraging, it's creative, it's inspiring, it's visionary in such a way so that I get to say what I want to experience. And then by law, the law matches what I am saying, the feeling intensity behind what I'm saying, the feeling tone of what I am saying. And lo and behold, out of nothing whatsoever, it clothes itself in a way that allows your words to be visible. People can actually see your prayer by the manifestation of what's happening in your life experience. If you want the beauty and the love, the joy, the harmony, the inspiration, all of that, let that flow out of your mouth with ease and grace. Let affirmation, declaration, proclamation begin to flow through you, or keep your mouth shut until you can give vent to something beautiful. Are you catching what I'm saying here? And then you become aware of this. You are not held accountable at all about what other people say or think about you. You're only held accountable about what you think or say about other people. That is a karmic law. You're not held karmically about what other people are saying about you. Oftentimes, your mind gets caught up in a conundrum about what others are thinking about you. What others are thinking about you is none of your business. You are not karmically held accountable for that at all. You're only karmically held accountable for what you are thinking or saying about other people. That is what the law matches. People can stand around you all day and talk about you. It doesn't mean anything to you karmically. But what you say, it kind of does. You see? And so we're talking about expanding our capacity. We're going to get to that in a moment. And then thirdly, you want to be aware that your one day of celebration of the presence of God on a Sunday does not make your personal law. Your personal law begins Monday through Saturday. That's where your law comes into being. Everyone has a personal law. Everyone has a personal set of beliefs, perceptions, positionalities, points of view, opinions. And so you may come into the sacred community on the Sunday and hear Angel Travis sing. Do the affirmations, the proclamations, study, hug each other, get a good book that you may not read. It may sit on your shelf for months and gather dust. But you may come on a Sunday and feel absolutely connected, but your personal law begins Monday, baby. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. That's when you begin. to open yourself up, to allow for yourself to have that lawful relationship with the power and the presence and the love of God, so that when you come here on a Sunday, you're a celebrant of the divine presence and you're adding to the vibratory frequency that's being spread out all around the world through the live streamers. As a matter of fact, let's wave at them right now. Thousands of beings around the world. As many of you are here in the sanctuary and in the later service, there's thousands more out there participating in this dynamic relationship with the presence of God. I should say at 1 minute relationship means two, at 1 minute means one. Look at the person next to you and say, that's pretty deep. I'm going to have to hold on to that one. And so we're here to expand our capacity, not shrink our life. Recently, I flew to Houston, Texas to be with my friend Rick Smith, whose wife recently passed over. He's now suddenly a single father, raising 3 children on his own. His wife passed over. I thought I needed to go visit with him and hang out with him for a few days. And he came to a realization while he was in the shower. He realized that as he was taking care of his wife during the time of her illness, taking care of his 3 children during the time that she was getting ready to make her transition, there was a part of his mind thinking that at some point there's going to be a reprieve from all of this. The movement, she made her transition, and he had the realization that there was not ever going to be a reprieve. And that for the rest of his life, he was going to be taking care of his children. He's going to be doing what he had to do to make sure that they were taken care of, that they were embraced in love, that their life would be wonderful and beautiful. And in that moment of understanding that there would not be a reprieve, he also became aware that the life he had lived prior to his wife becoming ill, he was the general manager of the Houston Texans. He had a spiritual practice. He was introduced to agape by his wife. He was introduced to his kung fu master by his wife. He realized that he had been prepared in an expanded way to do the life that he was being called to do. That his crisis management vibration of running the Houston Texans, that his spiritual practice of practicing these spiritual principles, that he did not want a reprieve from life. He did not want to shrink his life. He did not want to shrink life. He didn't want to stop life from happening. He wanted to continue to expand to handle what life has to bring in a very powerful and elegant way. So today, we're saying to ourselves, we want to expand our capacity. We don't want to shrink our life. Life is intense. And if you can expand during intensity, you'll be available for immensity. The immensity of life. Life is coming at you. In the world of phenomena, life is happening in so many ways. Your friends may betray you. Your body may betray you. Life may take sudden twists and turns, and you don't want to say, stop life. You want to say, expand my life. Expand my capacity so that whatever is coming at me in this intensity, I expand so I can embrace the immensity of the Spirit of the living God. For to the degree that you expand in intensity, then the intense love, the intense beauty, the intense prosperity, the intense joy that is unrelenting, you will not block that as well. Do you understand what I'm saying here? We're talking about increasing the vibrational capacity to accept life on its own terms and to be an instrumentality through which all of life can flow through us. In other words, there are some people that cannot handle bliss. They can't handle joy. They can't handle happiness. They always have to create conflict. They just have to push it away sometimes. Sometimes people can't handle a compliment. They can't handle a hug. They can't handle love. They want to just push life away. So to the degree that you can handle the intensity of the world of phenomena, it's always swirling around you, and instead of trying to shrink it, you expand. You say in substance that whatever is coming at me is not bigger than that which is within me. Whatever is coming at me is not bigger than the God presence that's within me. I'm going to expand my awareness. I'm going to expand my structure. I'm going to expand my vibration. Therefore, then the life of God that is more intense than the world of phenomena. It's more intense than anything going on in a relative or temporary way. You won't be blocking it. You'll say, bring it on. Every time the world of phenomena comes, you'll say, bring it on, I'm bigger than you. Every time something happens in your life that you quite don't know how to handle, instead of saying, no, you'll say, bring it on, I'm bigger than you. Anytime something is happening, you'll say, bring it on, I'm bigger than you. Until your life itself, the presence of God itself becomes so conscious of itself as your very life, then elegance and harmony and the beauty will flow. Now understand what I've just said. The mind, which has been hijacked by sometimes romantic ideas as to how life should be, will try to contract you. But you're going to take back your mind, and whenever something is coming at you, instead of saying no, you're going to say, this is causing me to grow. Something is bringing an impulse of evolution within me to expand my awareness. It's like Brother Rick has discovered that there will be no reprieve from his life experience, but there'll be an expanded awareness. So it reminds us of St. Augustine saying, I shall not rest until I rest in thee, O God. And I shall not rest until I rest in the expanded awareness of my oneness with God. Then the intensity of the phenomena of life brings growth so that I'm able to handle the intensity of God's love, the intensity of the peace, the intensity of the joy, the intensity of the abundance. So I'm not blocking my bliss. I'm not blocking the joy and the happiness. And oftentimes, if you check out your mind, sometimes you don't want to be too happy because you have a kind of superstitious thought that if I'm too happy, then the other shoe is going to drop. I don't want to jinx this. There's a lot of good about happening here, but I don't want to mess it up, so I'm just going to be cool with it. I don't want to be too overjoyed. No. That is superstitious. The presence of God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Intense love, intense beauty. So you break free from the superstitious thought. If it's this good, it's going to be more good tomorrow. If it's this good, it's going to be gooder. It's going to be gooder. It's going to be gooder and better and more magnificent. That does not deny that in the world phenomena, changes are going to come. But I'm going to handle the intensity with expansion so I can handle the immensity with expansion. The immensity of the presence of God. Now, did you guys just hear what I just said? I want to break it down to you, okay? Our theme for the month is being gracious enough to receive. Someone is giving you a gift. Someone is handing you magnificence. Someone has handed you a life. The presence of God has handed you a life in its own image, in its own likeness, out of its own substance. It's infinite. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Now you're growing in your graciousness enough to receive it. Not push it away, but to accept it beyond your wildest imaginings, to accept it. And so what have you learned this month? You have learned to move from boredom to mortem. When the mind starts to get bored, that means that boredom is the effort that it takes to block creativity, that there's more trying to happen. You've learned this month to be generative, like the spider spinning its web out of its own being, that you are not to substitute God for someone else. In other words, your good does not come from other people. You're not your good comes directly from the source of all creation, so you don't substitute someone else for the presence of God, for your joy, for your prosperity, for anything. This is what you've learned this month, and if you haven't been here, just go back and look at the archive. It's still there. And now you're coming to an understanding that you are here to expand your capacity, not shrink life. So if you were an electrical cord, or you are a particular appliance that can only have 10 watts running through you, you are not one to stop the wattage, but to expand your capacity to hold more wattage. To 20, 40, 80, 100, 1,000, infinite. And do you realize that this is why you pray? You are not praying to a reluctant deity to give you something. You are praying to augment and expand and multiply and magnify your awareness of the presence so you can hold more of the cosmic energy. This is why you pray. This is why you meditate. This is why you chant. This is why you get your body together with your yogic practices and your magnificent exercises so that you can actually hold more energy. So you're not shrinking. Oh, no, I don't want this to happen. Instead, you're saying, bring it on. I'm bigger than that. Bring it on. There's a blessing in here somewhere. Bring it on. I'm about to have a growth spurt. How do I know? Because this problem is so big, I'm going to have to grow to handle it. You see? Every problem brings a growth spurt for you. You see? So you're here to grow, not go, but to grow in a wonderful, magnificent way. Oh, take the breath right here. Breathe in. Release. In. Release. In. Release. Now, as I invite you, for those who can, to stand up. Now, get that body moving a little bit. Some people haven't moved your body since you moved out from the kitchen to the living room. Just shake it around a little bit, because this body temple, it's genius. This body temple can heal anything. Might as well just say that my body temple can heal anything. My body temple is genius. It can heal anything. There's no disease too strong for the body temple. It's becoming younger even now. More flexible even now. It can hold more cosmic energy than ever before. Now, as we love to do here, put your hands up as you're about to receive a mighty blessing. Now just close your eyes for a moment and catch the feeling that someone very dear to you is giving you something that you really want. This is not a regifting situation. What they're about to give you, you really want it. So whatever it is, if it's a big bag of $100 bills, if it's the keys to a brand new Tesla, if it's the keys to a new home, or if it's just the key to knowledge and wisdom, love, peace, and harmony, whatever it is, you're just feeling right now that you are receiving something so wonderful. Now just feel your heart opening right there. Your mind is open, your heart is open, your being is open. Now this is the feeling tone of how you are to walk through life when you consider the presence of God. That the presence of God has tremendous blessings for you. But you have to be gracious enough to receive the blessings. For God is the eternal giver that wants to circulate its life through you. Circulate meaning where there is affluence, there must be effluence. Effluence is circulation. So you have to be willing to circulate that which is generating from the depth of your being, because the first gift has come from God. So in this vibration of receptivity, say with me right now, I am available, I'm open, I'm receptive to more good than I've ever imagined, to more prosperity than I've ever experienced, to more health than I've ever realized, to more joy than I've ever known, to more peace than I've ever realized. And it's all happening right now. It's happening right now. It's happening right now. Inhale. Release. Put your hands down for just a moment. We're going to come back to that. I just want you to just stand in the feeling tone of receptivity. Hear these words once again. You're establishing a lawful relationship with the presence of God. The presence is all love, yet the presence is all law. You only want to experience, or you will experience what comes out of your mouth. And so you're making a vow to yourself for one day at a time to only say what you wish to experience. To only say what you wish to experience, whether you're talking about someone else or yourself. If you don't want to experience it, don't say it. Establish a lawful relationship with the presence. 2, be aware that you are not karmically accountable for what others are saying or thinking about you. You are only karmically accountable about what you're thinking or saying about others. That's your accountability. 3, your personal law is not merely augmented by what happens on a Sunday, but your personal law is augmented by what happens on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday, Friday and Saturday. Those are 6 days, baby. Some days only 1 day. Some people think they can go to church on Sunday and it's all good. No. It's good, but the other 6 days are help creating your law in your life as well. And so you pray, you meditate, you affirm Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You come celebrate it on Sunday. And then the manifestation of what's built up in you and your expansion of your life shows up in and as your life experience. You are aware that you are here to expand your capacity, not shrink life. As you expand in intensity, you participate in the immensity of God's love, God's abundance, and God's prosperity. Hands up, heart open. With gusto, say, I am available to more good than I've ever imagined. I surrender to the infinite potential that's within me. There's more good within me, more power within me, more intelligence within me that's bigger than any problem. The power within me is bigger than any problem that I see. I say, bring it on. I'm ready for my growth spurt. Every issue is a growth spurt for me. Somebody scream about it. Somebody scream and dance about it. Somebody clap your hands about it. Somebody give somebody a high five about it. Somebody just shake out your body and just feel that you're preparing yourself. Like when you do your pranayama, when you do your breath work, when you do your yoga, you do your prayer, do your meditation, you're actually preparing yourself for more of the energy of God that wants to flow through you. You are exercising your attention and you are opening up all of the inner structures of the body to receive more of the cosmic light. The body is an optic nerve. When the eye is single, the body becomes full of light. I think we need to say this one more time. I think 3 times it. Hands up, heart open. I'm available to more good than I've ever imagined. I'm available to more prosperity than I've ever experienced. I'm available to divine health. divine wealth, pure creativity, innovativeness, resourcefulness, power, joy, beauty, love, dynamic peace. I'm available to more good than I've ever imagined. And it's happening right now. My mind knows it. My body knows it. My soul knows it. And it's flowing through me right now. Somebody scream about it. Brother Rick, I know you're looking. Thank you for allowing me to use your name in this talk. When I thought about him, I did call him and say, man, you're coming up in my prayers. I might have to talk about you. And he said, go right ahead, brother. Breathe in. Let go. You may sit down now. But as you're sitting down, you're not slouching. You're not crossing your legs. You're sitting with great respect and reverence for the presence of God. There's a reverence and there's a respect. And so you're not slouching. Your back is straight. It's erect, but it's not rigid. It's like, you know. And so we turn within in this moment. We close the outer eyes. We focus on the eye between the eyebrow. Imagine for a moment that you can see through that eye. Just imagining begins to stimulate the pineal gland so that you can begin to have greater discernment. So you're not just relying on the five senses to move through the world of appearances. You're beginning to use the power of discernment, the power of your heart, the power of your soul, the power of God within you that does not contract but expands. One of the things that I shared with Brother Rick is that we have to look at our life now as an adventure. In an adventure, we don't contract, we expand. When you're going down a path you've never gone before, you have a heightened state of awareness. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, but you're nimble, you're flexible, you're available to move with whatever it is that you are on an adventure with. And so we're on this adventure of self-discovery. Every issue is a growth spurt. It creates more flexibility, more ability to love and to appreciate life. So we turn within in this moment of great adventure. And we hear infinite Spirit, Lord God Almighty, how great thou art. How infinite and divine and perfect is thy holy name, thy divine nature in us and as us. How grateful we are to be alive. How grateful we are to be awake and aware. How grateful we are that we exist at all. We expand our awareness into this field of gratitude, and we begin to recognize the presence of God that is everywhere. And please be aware, every time I use the word God, substitute the man in the sky that you may have been hypnotized with from the time you were a little kid to a great and beautiful and wonderful presence that's closer than your breathing and nearer than your hands and feet. A presence that is changeless, the same yesterday, today, and forever. The presence of love and intelligence and beauty and power. Oh, yes. We're recognizing this presence with every breath that we take, and we feel so at one with the presence that something from the depth of our being shouts out, I am what thou art. Thou art what I am. Oh, no difference, no distance, no separation. God is right here and right now. And the word that is being spoken now, it is a law unto itself that only knows its own fulfillment. I speak it with the authority of one knowing that all that there is God, and that everything that really is a manifestation of the only thing that is. I speak this word for each and every one of us, knowing that right where we are, the presence is. And that every organ, action, function of the body temple is reflecting the divine celestial body of health and wholeness and light and luminosity and well-beingness. Even now, there's a flow of ageless beauty and timeless mind moving through the temples here right now. That our capacity to accept and circulate harmonizing prosperity has been increased. Our capacity for creativity, innovativeness, resourcefulness, flexibility, it has been increased right now. Our capacity for love, dynamic peace, infinite joy, our capacity has increased right now. We're not shrinking life. We're expanding our capacity to be the living instrumentalities through which life can have its way with us. Expansion. So every time something comes up, we say, oh, I'm about to grow up in here. I'm about to have a growth spurt up in here. Ooh, if you think God was something before, wait till you see me now. Woo! Ah! So the word is spoken. Repeat after me, if you will. The word of God is spoken, saying I'm all right. Say I'm more than all right. I'm here to reflect and to reveal all that God is. And I am willing to shine. I'm willing to glow. I'm willing to flow to reveal the face of divinity. We're feeling that in our soul right now. Just take a second, just a second of stillness, and just let that music right there, just feel your soul. Just be quiet for a moment. And in your own way right now, with your own way, commune with the presence. And in your own mind, say whatever it is that you need to say. If there's some forgiveness that needs to happen, if there's some availability to creativity that needs to happen, if there's some willingness for your body to be healed or your mind to be cleared, whatever it is, just open yourself up to the Spirit of God. Because the Spirit of God is changeless. You're being gracious enough to receive the blessings. Just whatever it is that needs to happen in your life now, begin in your own mind by saying, I accept. So you'll say, I accept more peace now. I accept more love. I accept more prosperity. I accept more health. I accept more wisdom. Whatever it is, in your own awareness, have that relationship with the presence right now. This is between you and the presence that's within you. This is not, no one's looking over your shoulder. You right now, what do you need? Need means something within you wants to express. What needs to express in you? More peace, more love, more joy, more prosperity, more health. Be with that. As you're feeling that, feel this, feel this, feel this. Jackie Simone, help them feel it.
Ooh, I'm glowing, I'm good. And I'm growing and I'm glowing, 'cause God is real, God is magnificent, God is light, God is love, God is real, God is magnificent, God is light, God is love. And I'm growing, I'm glowing, I'm glowing, I'm growing, and I'm growing, and I'm growing, and I'm growing, and glowing, and glowing, and glowing, and glowing, and glowing. Oh, 'cause you are real, you are magnificent, you are light, you are love. We are real, we are magnificent, we are light, we are love. Growing and glowing, growing and glowing, glowing and growing and growing and growing and growing and glowing, 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 glowing.
Take the hand of someone next to you. Keep the two eyes closed and the one eye open. Two eyes closed, one eye open. And we feel that we're in a prayer vortex right now, and we can speak the word for individuals who have requested prayer from all around the world.